Hello, welcome to this review. Remember, everything is for a 13 years or older audience here on the channel, and adult subjects may be discussed, even though this is about a children's comic. So, let's get analytical here. It's been a while since doing a Pony Panels episode. A long while, I know. I'm a bit behind, but trust me, I plan to catch up eventually and put everything in order. But let's just talk about the most recent comic. Comic 85. This comic is a single comic, much like all the others we've gotten recently, starting with 83 on up. Now, this one is about Applejack and Big Mac, and most importantly, overcoming your fear, which is similar to the one featuring Twilight and Ocellus. So, these are kind of interconnected, although Ocellus's comic was about overcoming a reputation and being the best example for your race or your kind of people. It's very broad. Now, as for comic 85, it's about facing your individual fear and facing your fear in the face of someone important, like a family member. Now, it's big to note that this is super important if you're known to do more dangerous things, and this kind of law doesn't need to automatically be spelled out for most. This is just a natural reflex, but overcoming a phobia or fear to even do this can be somewhat difficult depending on that fear. For this comic, it's Applejack's hydrophobia. This will feel odd because this will feel like it is new information, and we never got the sense that she was a hydrophobe in the show at any point. But she is one. She fears being around water a lot, in a negative way. Beaches overcome by waves, horrible water stuff. For reference, my mother happens to be this way, so it's rather awkward to see this in a comic, especially with the rather stoic Applejack being the example here. The reason why we get this information is through flashback. It seems that Apple Bloom and AJ have found themselves in a fighter's web. Yes, it is exactly what it sounds. It is a horsefly merged with a spider. Nightmare fuel. Something that this show is known for giving, even if it's somewhat accidental. Through being stuck in the fighter's web looking for a way out, AJ helps calm Apple's fear of being eaten by recounting the story of overcoming her fear of losing Big Mac once to being drowned, in which she had to overcome her hydrophobia and ponies teasing her for it, to save her brother from going a little too deep in the pool, per se. It was through this that we also find out why Applejack has such an overprotective nature towards her family. Yes, 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 fans. This comic single-handedly redeems Applejack's attitude in the episode Some Pony to Watch Over Me, which is an absolute shock, by the way. I will do my due diligence to link you back to that old New 26 review, if I can dig up the link and put it in the end card. And I wasn't particularly a fan of Applejack's attitude in that episode and temperament. But after reading this comic, this episode does deserve a rewatch, given that added context. It's a pretty straightforward story, much like most of the more recent comics, seeing that the main comics line is starting to actually wrap up to be replaced by the season 10 comics for a while, starting in April. With these simple slice of life stories that are neither fantastic nor are they particularly bad. But that's the negativity about Applejack as a character. Like in anything she features, she's neither the most horrible character in the world with stubborn temperaments, bone to anger, and tends to be a never-moving brick wall of honesty and family values, which are great things to be sure, but when it comes to storytelling, it makes the storytelling notion of the whole thing kind of nigh impossible. It makes it annoying. So, much like the average to below average character that Applejack is, fortunately the comic loses steam and becomes, well, like Applejack. Average, unimportant, uneventful, unexciting. But that's the thing you get with slice of life comics. When you're so used to the big adventures and big arcs like the Cosmos arc, it's hard to go back to these simple slice of lifers, which we need for fresh air for sure. But some of these one-offs in recent have done much better in keeping the excitement, mystery, and good character beats up. This, however, is a rather weak attempt. It just doesn't hold up like the character who its star is. So sadly, I have to give Main Comic 85 the average rating that begats an average character and an average story. This rather uneventful thing, other than learning about Applejack's fear of hydrophobia and practically redeeming her attitude and Some Pony to Watch Over Me, this rather formulaic story about facing her fears does nothing really important to justify a read. It just highlights Applejack's strengths, but it also highlights Applejack's poignant weaknesses that have been throughout the decade. Hopefully the next one is more interesting. Leave your comments down in the comment section below, or if you want to get broader or that the whole COPPA thing catches this one, I'll leave a link to my Facebook and you can leave all the comments you want there. I will respond because I like to. Until next time, I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your